Hi, I'm Clara Rose, and this is Influence Matters, the show where each week I share tips, tricks, tools, resources, hacks, and sometimes even interviews to help savvy influence builders just like you to strategically and intentionally build and cultivate their influence. And of course, we know that that is how we create organic leads for a business, ministry, cause, or brand. And that is why we're here today, my friends. Before we start the show, of course, I have to say some thank yous to the people who make this possible. Thank you so much to Rosedale Publishing. They specialize in books for entrepreneurs and professionals just like you who want to get their message out into the world. So thank you to Rosedale for making this show possible. And of course, to the fine folks over at Tampa Bay Multimedia and WeBeam TV, where we are in the studio today, for they truly make this show possible. So thank you. Okay, if you are a frequent flyer here on the show, you know that we usually start with a question from a viewer just like you. However, today, there is no question of the week because, drum roll please, we have a special guest. I always love to have special guests, and this is exciting for me. This summer is full of special guests just for you. So all summer long, be sure to tune in every week because you're going to talk to somebody new or hear from somebody new, I should say, about how they're influencing in their world. And so I'm excited to spend the summer bringing these people to you. So you don't want to miss a single episode this summer. Okay, so let me introduce my guest to you today. Her name is Misty Rose Gold. And of course, I love that her name has got Rose in it because I'm Clara Rose. So
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
It is so awesome to have you here. Now, we don't know each other very well, so I'm just going to give you the little brief snippet that she gave that Misty gave me about what she does. She is an international success coach, specifically for the driven and passionate entrepreneur, executive, leader, and athlete, which is interesting. I don't hear a lot of people talking about athletes, but absolutely they need a coach for their success as well. She is passionate about helping them manage their stress, their emotions, and a mindset in a way that is simple and enjoyable. And then, of course, those things result in success on their teams. So, wow. Tell us a little bit about what you do for leaders specifically, because we're really kind of talking to leaders and entrepreneurs today.
Yes, definitely. So I help leaders become the leader that they want to follow. That's one of my mottos, is become the leader that you want to follow. So that's exactly what happens in my coaching, is I help them in that area become, let's see, their role model, right? And that's going to be the best course for them so that they know how to grow, they know how to change over time.
Okay, so that's about them self-identifying, right? And say, here's a leader that I want, the kind of leader that I want to be, and then work towards becoming that kind of a leader. Right?
Definitely.
So, and I'm a huge fan of that method, that methodology. I think we all need to become the kind of leaders that we want to follow, right? That means someone with integrity, someone who's, right? Some of the same core values that we have, those are going to be the kind of leaders that we want to follow. And no one wants to follow a leader who just points and hollers, right?
Yes,
Right.
Definitely.
Everybody wants that, and nobody's going to follow that kind of a leader. Right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
leading implies that you're ahead, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that the followers are behind you going in the same direction. So I love that. So you did mention that you help them to manage their stress, their emotions, and their mindset. So why these three things? Why are these three things important?
Well, if you can master those three things in your life, you can have success on your terms, no matter what is going on in your world. And now it may not always turn out the way you want it to, but you can have it on your terms, meaning that you can do something you love and have success. You can do something that feels aligned with the deepest part of you or your soul and have success doing so. So this applies to leadership in such a powerful way, because if you're becoming the leader that you want to follow somebody that has a great mindset, that has a positive mindset, that can face adversity with ease and find the good in everything, right? You also
Yes.
want to follow someone who can manage their emotions and isn't all over the place,
Yes.
right?
Amen to that, sister. Yes, we've all probably experienced that at one point in our lives, a teacher or a boss or somebody who was just all over the place emotionally. You never knew from one moment to the next whether it was the happy them or the mad them or the sad them.
Right, right. You want somebody emotionally stable, and part of that is managing our stress levels too.
Ah,
So
yep.
I don't want to follow somebody who's hyper stressed out all the time. That's just not for me. And I don't want my people to see me as somebody who's hyper stressed out all the time. It's just not appealing, and it's not attractive.
So true. So true. Plus, it almost repels people, right?
Yes.
People
Yes.
don't want to hang around negativity, right? They don't want
Yes.
to hang around somebody who's always going 900 miles an hour. I spoke with somebody on a previous episode that talked about how we tend to use busy as a badge of honor, right?
Yes.
It's like, how are you doing? Oh, I'm so busy. Like it's, this really great thing.
I don't subscribe to that.
Not that being busy is bad necessarily, but you shouldn't be so busy that you have no margin.
Right. So I love to say that my schedule is full.
Ah, that's a nice way to put it. My schedule is full.
My day has been full instead of busy, because around busy, there's a lot of stressful energy around that word.
That's so true. I never thought about it. Just the word alone, right?
Yes.
It gives you
Yes.
a sense of stress. So,
Yes.
so we could say, instead of saying I'm really busy today, which I might be guilty of saying that one too much, my day is really full.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
It feels better, right?
It does feel better, actually. My day is full. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, I'm going 100 miles an hour and my hair is on fire. Sometimes it can feel that way, but nobody wants to see that on the outside, right?
Right. Definitely. And even with a full day, you can get so much done. It's just, how are you looking at it? Like, oh my God, I'm so busy, or wow, that was a full day. That was amazing. It's our choice.
That's so true. I love that. Okay, so all of that obviously ties back into our stress level.
Yes. Definitely.
And
Just our
managing stress.
verbiage can make us stressed.
So how do you help people recognize those things, right? Just in this few minutes we've been talking, I found a couple of words I'm thinking, I maybe need to consciously, intentionally, right, change that word so that I don't give myself stress. So how do you help people
Right.
in that process?
So it's bringing awareness to things that people don't necessarily see on their own. Just like today in our conversation, I said, let's say we had a full day instead of a busy day, right? So it's just bringing that awareness to people. I also have methods that can help reduce stress, but it just depends. There's other things we can go a lot deeper. If you want to, we can dive into some other things, but we've got stored memories that can cause stress, and I help people transform those from a negative to a positive so that they're not causing underlying stress within the body.
So it all keeps tying back to the stress. right?
Yes. And our mindset, right? It causes stress too.
Yeah.
If it's negative, it stresses us out.
Sure. So we need to work on changing our mindset, right? So you help people to um, recognize that there's maybe a mindset issue to start with,
Right.
right?
Right.
And then some process by which you help them change their mindset or their thinking, and then their emotions around those things as well,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
And that's all tied to managing their stress. Now,
Yes.
surely you have tools. Surely you have tools for these kinds of things.
Yes, definitely. And I do have some samples of them available for people to watch.
Wonderful. Tell us
So,
about those.
yeah, they're on my website. So there's a sample for stress, there's a sample for emotions, and then there's a sample for mindset. So they're just maybe 1 to 2 minutes long, super easy to look at. Yeah, so I can see on my screen if we scroll down, keep going just a little bit more
There
right
we
there.
go. Reduce
That
stress.
section is where we find the videos.
Okay. And they're just short, couple minutes, 5 minutes. What are
Yeah,
they?
1 to 2 minutes long,
1 to 2
max.
minutes. Okay. And these are techniques for those three things.
Yes, sample techniques for
Okay.
people to get started.
Okay.
So, and the reason why it's so important to manage all this, not just because it's easier to attract people, not just because it's easier to be a great leader when you have these things, but it's super, super important for longevity of your business or whatever it is that you're working toward. So if you're in leadership of some sort, it doesn't matter what it is or what you're doing, but the healthier you are, the more confident you are in the sustainability of the project that you're working on, the business that you're running, whatever it is. So our health is crucial to our success.
Absolutely. I love that you've given us 3 tool samples that we can at least, I mean, obviously, just even having you on the show, we can hear you just talk at a different pace than I do. You're much calmer than I am. Right? It's obvious that you do more of that kind of work than I do. I'm a little more of a, let's do this at a dead run person. But if somebody's thinking, oh, yes, this is the kind of person I definitely need to have working with me, have on my team. So it's really all about the team that we surround ourselves with, right?
Yes,
The people who help support us as we build our business, ministry, cause, brand, whatever it is that we're working on, those support people that make it possible for us to be successful. And you are one of those kinds of people that they can call on. But this is a great place for them to start. Watch the videos, each one of them. Is it like a do it once or do it repeatedly kind of thing?
So if they watch the videos, if they start with stress, it's a very simple technique where you can learn to manage your stress in a matter of seconds, which is really powerful. And you can do it over and over again. Once you're used to it, all you have to do is really think about it and then breathe. Like when you watch the video, you'll see it, but just think about it and breathe. And you're like, okay, I feel calmer. So you teach yourself, it's programmed into you over time, and it becomes easier and easier. So you can turn it into a long meditation, or it can be something as simple as a couple of breaths.
Okay. So these are training tools, right?
Definitely,
So that
yes.
you go there and you learn this, watch it a few times, learn the technique, and then start practicing that technique in your everyday life. Right? For all 3
certainly.
of those things. And then if somebody wants to, they're like, oh yeah, Misty's my girl. I need more of this help in my life. Then they can reach out to you on your website?
Yes, definitely. So
Okay.
there are sections on my website or buttons that they can click on or tap on to book a complimentary call with me, which is 1 hour.
Wow.
So I love doing that for people. Even if I don't see them after that hour, I want to add as much value to them as possible so they have a better chance at success in life. So it's a special time that we get to spend together.
Wow, that is hugely generous. Do you do that for everybody or just my show audience?
So everyone who finds out about it and feels really drawn to me, yes, I will do that for them.
Wow, that's very generous. Most people will give you 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes for free, but a whole hour for free. That's quite a gift.
Yeah.
Which just shows us a little bit about your heart, actually. Right?
Yes, you nailed me, yes.
Yes, I have your number, my friend. Right? It's all
Yeah,
about the
it's a
heart.
love gift for sure.
That's awesome. So tell me anything else about your business well, we still have a few minutes left that we can chat about it. Anything else about your business that you'd like for my audience to know? Anything else? Do you work outside of just these three pieces?
Oh, yes, I cover every single area of life. So I'm a success coach for every area.
Okay.
No matter what it is that you're doing, I prefer to work with entrepreneurs, high-level executives, athletes, and such, because every one of us in that field, or every person in those fields, we deal with a special kind of stress. We deal with high levels of stress that most people don't experience in their lifetime. So I'm really, really, really drawn to those kind of people because I understand. I've been an entrepreneur most of my life, so I get it. My journey as an entrepreneur is way more stressful than if I were working for someone and just collecting a predictable paycheck every month, or every couple of weeks.
Yeah. So true. Having been an entrepreneur all of my life, I started my first business when I was 18, so I'm right there with you. Always been
Very
an
nice.
entrepreneur. I've had a few corporate jobs along the way, but I always go back to working for me because I like the freedom that comes with it. But the flip side of that is there's no regular paycheck. Right?
Yes.
There's no regular benefits. There's no, if it is to be, it's up to me, so to speak. Right?
Exactly.
And that does come with its own set of special stressors, right? Deals that fall through, or, clients that don't do what they're supposed to do, or, any number of things that you can even imagine comes up in the life of an entrepreneur. So I too love working with entrepreneurs and professionals who kind of run their own ship, so to speak.
Yes,
we're
definitely.
Yeah,
and to do it in a way where we're calm, where we're peaceful.
Yes.
Like that's the ticket right there, and that's the secret. That's longevity. So a little tidbit that I can add to that is trust. That's a lot of the work that I do with people, is learning to trust themselves, learning to trust the process, learning to trust the journey, learning to trust their higher power, whoever that is, right? Learning to trust in their soul's guidance. There's a lot of trust that goes into being an entrepreneur, being a high-level leader, being somebody that deals with a tremendous amount of stress in a special way. There's a lot of trust that goes into that. If you're going to do it successfully and peacefully and stay calm and healthy, trust is massive.
Gosh, that sounds foundational. Sounds like that's where you have to start almost. Right? Trusting yourself. Trusting that you're going to make the right decision. I do see that a lot with, I work with primarily authors, or people who want to publish their first book, people who are just getting on the stage for the first time, right? Or just stepping into leadership roles for the first time. Those people tend to be drawn to work with me. And those, I see that missing piece a lot in them, right? Trust that they're making the right decisions. Trust that they're heading in the direction that is going to suit them and serve them well. So I see that as absolutely foundational.
Yes.
I'm sure it is.
Definitely.
In practice. Wow, this has been great stuff. I really appreciate you taking some time to come and be on the show and share with my audience what you have to offer. Thank you so much for pointing us to your website for these free resources. I can't believe that's how generous that was of you. So definitely take advantage of these gifts from Misty. Hop on her website, and they're short, couple-minute learn a few techniques to see if you can't make a difference in your own stress levels, your own emotions, and your own mindset. And then if she really just resonates with you, she's super calming, right? You just tell from having her on the show, I'm feeling calmer already, just having you here.
That's wonderful.
That's a really wonderful quality in somebody who owns their own business. So if she resonates with you, I encourage you to reach out to her and have a conversation with her. Get that free hour, which is incredibly generous on her part. Thank you so much for you show up and you speak up and you make a difference in the world around you, and I love that. Which is one of the reasons I brought you on the show today. So I just love your heart. So
thank you.
Reach out to her if you'd like to get some more information. Where else can they find you besides your website? Are you on social media? What kinds of places can we find you?
So right now I am on Facebook.
Okay.
So they can find me at Misty Rose Gold.
Okay. Is Rose your middle name?
Yes.
Okay. I love that. I love that. Rose is part of my middle name, so I love that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So are you anywhere else on social media, or is it just Facebook?
So right now it's just Facebook. Okay. I'm working on creating my own app, so that will be available soon. So that's exciting.
Tell us about your app. What will that do?
So my app is where I will be hosting courses, speaker series, or summit, whatever you want to call them. So I'll be hosting those kind of things, and the app will grow as I grow. But right now, I am planning on doing a course of different techniques for different emotions, so that you'll have videos that are maybe 2 to 5 minutes long for each emotion or stressor that we come up against on a regular basis. So that'll be a part of it. Of course, there will be free content on the app and then purchasable content as well. So
this will be like a resource for the leader to have a moment and go, I need my app, right?
Yes.
And pull up open their app and jump into a short 2 or 3 minute or 5 minute, whatever, to kind of bring them back down to earth and help them through whatever emotion of the moment has them stressed out.
Yes, definitely.
Cool.
And it's life coaching app for success on your terms. That's what it's for.
Success on your terms. I love that. Well, we are out of time, but thank you so much for being on the show today. I truly appreciate you spending some time. I know it's a little earlier for you, but thank you for being with me here today. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
It's my pleasure. We'll see you soon.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. Wasn't that wonderful? I am so excited about this summer, full of great people joining the show to talk about the great things that they can bring into your business and in your life. This is just one of them. If you are a leader, an entrepreneur, an athlete, any of these people that she serves, I encourage you to reach out. At the very least, go check out the stuff on her website and get the free tools there. And then if she resonates with you, absolutely reach out to her. Okay, and before I go, I want to mention the coming soon. If you haven't been hearing about it, you're hearing about it now. So coming soon, the Brainstorm and Blueprint Your Book as a 6-week coaching. Some of you have heard about it as a digital program, and of course I used to do it one-on-one with people, but now we're going to do group coaching. It's a 6-week coaching, so we will each week meet and chat about what the goal of the week is, and then you're going to get some homework that you're going to get done before the next week, and then we'll meet up again the following week. And so for 6 weeks, we'll be working on brainstorming and blueprinting your book. That's that process that I talk about all the time. If you've been here before, you've heard this spiel. Get it out of your head, right? Get that book out of your head or out of your heart, wherever it lives right now. Maybe it lives in a scrapbook. Maybe it lives in a notebook. Maybe it's a bunch of scribblings on the back of envelopes. Wherever you started this book, even if it still lives in your head, this process is going to get that out of your head, get it onto paper where we can do something with it. Once we're at the end of that 6 weeks, you will have a full outline book build already done. So you're going to know exactly what your book is going to be about. We're going to blueprint it. That's the blueprint side. Blueprint it into an outline for your book. And you will know every time you sit down to write exactly what you should be working on. So gone are the days when you sit down to write your book and you stare at a blank screen because you don't know where to go next, or you don't know what to write first, or you start writing and you end up somewhere you didn't intend to go. All of that is taken care of by a good, strong, foundational brainstorm and blueprint. And I would love to have you in our upcoming class, Brainstorm and Blueprint, 6-week coaching sessions. If that's you, hop on your email and send me just a quick email, hello@clararose.com. Let me know that you'd like to be there. The sign-up page is coming soon. So as soon as that's ready, you will be the first to know about right here on this show. And I'm going to talk about it every week until it goes live. So if you've been thinking, this is my time, now is the time for me to get my book done. Now is the time for me to start creating that tool that I'm going to use to create real influence for my business, ministry, cause, or brand. That tool that's going to open doors for speaking engagements. That tool that's going to make you an influencer in your field. Because after all, that's all that a book is. It's just a tool designed to do something. And by the way, in our very first meeting, our very first group coaching session, you're going to determine what that is. So we're going to have a plan spelt out from conception of your book all the way through publication. Once we have that brainstorm and blueprint done, we are going to roll into let's get the work done. Whew, it's going to be good stuff, and I would love to have you be a part of it if you are at all interested in writing your book and getting your influence established. We are so out of time, but thank you again for showing up every week so faithfully to hear what I have to say. Thank you for spending the summer with me. Please come back every week. We're going to have a new guest every week, all summer long, and we'll get back into the deep training come the fall. But for now, just enjoy a lighthearted summer with lots of good information, and join us every week here at 2 p.m. on Fridays on the Influence Matters show, because influence really does matter, my friends. I'll see you next week. Take care.